Sorry.
Okay, so I have two questions for you. The first one
Political?
is...
Political ones or non-political?
One is little bit of a political one, but not much of a political one actually. So the first question...
I'm fine with both.
Okay. Okay.
They might not like it.
Okay. Okay, the first one is unemployment is being a major issue in India, as we all know. But what would you do to reduce or remove unemployment of women when you become the Prime Minister of India?
I think as I said, I'll explain it very simply. If you want to create jobs, the most important thing is the banking system, right? The money that the country has in the banks and who controls it. That's the most important thing. Today, largest number of jobs in India are produced by small and medium businesses, entrepreneurs. But they do not have access to the banks. The banks, majority of the money of the banks is given to 5, 10, 15 of the biggest businessmen in the country. I would move the money of the banks from the 5, 10 biggest businesses in the country to the millions of smaller and middle-sized businesses in the country. That's what I would do. And then I would ensure that millions of Indian women who want to start a business, who want to employ people for India, can easily take bank loans and start their business. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I feel that the understanding of finance, understanding of money, women are not taught about money. Society doesn't like teaching women about money. Because the moment women understand money, women can become independent. And so I think that's a very important thing to do, to show women the link between finance and independence. There's a direct link between finance and independence. If you get married to somebody and you do not have access to finance, you cannot be independent. Simple. So, educating women about how money works, what it means to be financially literate, what it means to be financially independent, these are very, very important things. And I think I would emphasize on that. I would tell all of you that one of the most important goals for you should be financial independence. 100% financial independence. You should be able to earn your own money, you should be able to spend your own money, and you should be independent as a result of that. So I think those are the things I would focus on.
Okay, sir.
You've all gone quiet. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
You agree with that? How many of you here are financially independent? Look at that. How many of you here are financially independent? Is anyone here financially independent? So that's an important step for you. You should think about your own financial independence. And I would like that when I meet you 3 or 4 years from today, and I come to this room and I say, listen, how many of my sisters are financially independent? At least 90% of you should say, yeah, I'm financially independent. Look, the whole of India, well, not the whole of India, but large parts of India worship Lakshmi, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
What is Lakshmi the god of? Money. So, how can we have a country where we worship Lakshmi and all our women are not financially independent? What is going on? How can we worship Lakshmi and say she is the god of wealth, and then look at our sisters and say, in a college with 500-600 women sitting here, not one girl says I'm financially independent. Does that seem right? So these are the type of things these are the challenges you're going to face. And these are the challenges you got to overcome. This is how society controls women. None of you financially independent. You're going to depend on someone else. If you're not financially independent, you are. If you're married and you're not financially independent, you're going to depend on your husband or maybe on your parents. So that you have to build that. It's critical. Maybe a lot of your husbands won't like it. Maybe a lot of your husbands will say, what is this Rahul Gandhi coming and saying? Why is he disturbing the whole situation? But it's my job. You have to become independent. You agree?
Yes, sir. The next question, you were just talking about the farm bills introduced by the center. And recently, the 21-year-old Disha Ravi has been arrested. And what is your take on her arrest?
Look, throughout the country, people are being arrested for what they feel. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll get arrested for saying this. What I said here, I don't know. You know, maybe they won't like it and they might arrest me for what have you gone and said to those girls. But, as I said in the beginning, a nation is its thoughts. A nation is its words. From the thoughts and the words, right, come actions. From the thoughts and the words comes character. From character comes destiny. So if you're shutting up the nation and you're frightening people and not allowing them to talk, you're destroying the nation's character. You're destroying the nation's destiny. It's simple. And no youngster in this country should allow anybody to frighten them into silence. If I come here one day and I say I'm going to frighten you into silence, you should not listen to me. Because your words, your thoughts, they are what make the country. That's your power. Don't give your power to anybody else. Why did I come here and say you have to be financially independent? Because I want you to have your own power. I don't want somebody else to define your life for you. That's why I'm saying to you, be financially independent. You have a role in society, you have power in society, fight for it. If somebody takes it away, challenge him. Don't run away and say, no, I can't do it, I'm a woman. Absolutely you can. Stand up to him. And many of your brothers, like me, are standing right there with you to work with you for it. Not to protect you, because you can protect yourself, but to stand by your side. Yeah? That's what politics is about. Politics is about awakening. Politics is about awakening the country. That's what it's about. So that's how you have to think, okay? Yeah? Okay.